Hello guys, welcome to Hope Cradle. I'm Sheila for those new to the channel, and today I would like you to know that you're not alone, especially if you're at that phase where you feel like God is not answering your prayers, or that he's just so silent and you don't know what else to do. Just know that you're not alone and that God is right there with you. Even when he's silent, he's right there with you. There have been so many cases or so many instances where we feel like God is just silent, and you feel so discouraged in your heart, especially if it's an urgent situation or you've prayed God for a very long time and he's not coming through for you. Just know that he's right there with you. And the verse that I would like you to remember is just don't forget any of the benefits that he has ever done you. And sometimes the devil likes to magnify situations, and not that the situation each one of us go through is irrelevant or should be minimized. No, those situations are usually meaningful, and they have their level or degree of meaning to each one of us. And so we cannot minimize any of the situations, especially where we need God's intervention. And so sometimes the devil likes to take advantage of this, and he likes to show us that, hey, God is not even listening to you. Just give up. Just don't pray anymore. Don't believe in him anymore. It's like you did this sin, and maybe that's why God is not even listening to you. The devil likes to bring these thoughts in our minds. And what I would like us to know, or what the word of God would like to teach us today, is that we should never ever forget all the benefits that he's done us before. And because sometimes when we forget, we find ourselves that we magnify situations that we feel like, hey, God is no longer able to answer this, or he has just taken too long, maybe he's not even into this, such that we get discouraged and we lose our hope and we lose our strength and we lose even our faith, sometimes even our faith in God, especially when it comes to maybe sicknesses or provision. Those things can be quite challenging, where God is silent and is not responding to such situations. And so the verse today comes from the verse or today's hope comes from the book of Psalms chapter 103 from verse 2, and it says, "Bless the Lord, O my soul, forget not all his benefits. He who forgives your iniquities, he who heals your diseases, and he crowns you with loving kindness, and he has redeemed your life from destruction, and he satisfies your mouth with good things, so that your youth is renewed like the eagles." Is there any one thing that you can remember that God has done you before? Because sometimes when you're facing challenges, we find it difficult, and it's usually hard for us to remember one thing that God did us before, one situation, or one tricky circumstance we underwent before. We rarely forget it, where God delivered us from such a situation. And so right now I would like to remind you and I that even when we're facing or we're going through situations where we feel like God is silent, he's not listening to us, he's not responded, I need healing here and he has not healed me, I need strength here, I need provision here, I need all these kind of things, intervention here, and he seems like he's just silent and is not answering your prayers. Just remember the benefits that he's ever done you before. Remember there's a situation you were in before. There's a health issue you had before, some years before, a month before, some hours, some weeks before, or whatever time. Remember something that you went through and he delivered you from it. The same God who did that before, he's able to do it again. It's just that sometimes we try to limit God or to constrain him within time. We're like, we have this deadline, God should do it by this time. And so when that time elapses and he is not answered, we start panicking and we start feeling discouraged or demotivated, and you feel like, hey, God is even there in the first place. So for today, or today's hope or today's strength that we should have as believers, is that when we're going through situations and we feel like God is just silent, he has not answered our prayers, is not responded to that situation, just remember the first thing, that you're not alone, that he's right there with you. Second of all, start meditating on the times that he came for you before. Because if you start focusing only on that situation where he has not come through for you, you start losing your hope, and you start losing your faith, and you start feeling bad, and you lose your peace and even your strength to go on. But instead of going through all that trouble, how about you start remembering all the benefits of the situations or events where he came through for you. You start remembering that and start knowing that he was there before, he was faithful then, and he'll also be faithful even for this one. And trust that he's in control. Just like we have seen it in previous videos, maybe you can go through them. There are different videos that we talked about peace and having faith and hope in our hearts. If you can go through them, you'll see the different ways where we can maintain our peace and how our peace is often stolen from us. So for now, or for today, I would like you to know that you're not alone in your situation, and that God is right there beside you. Remember that he has done so many things for you. Don't forget them by focusing only on where he has not come through for you. Know that he was there before, and he'll even come through for you in this situation. And that's all for today. I hope you get to subscribe if you've not, and you get to share it. Mostly get to share it with your friends. That's the most important part, that we get to share hope with the others. The hope you get here, you get to share it with others. And that's all for today. See you guys next time. Bye.